Thanks to similar skin tones, there is no outcry when white fans cosplay Asian characters who tend to have the same skin tones. When black or brown fans cosplay the same, it's seen negatively because that's blackwashing.
What?
The moment I read this comment, I knew I had to write an entire essay about it. So here we are. Blackwashing, in its legitimate form, refers to the recasting or reimagining of a previously non-black character as a person of color, usually in film, TV, or game adaptations. Same as whitewashing, where a person of color is made white in an adaptation. It's a real term, used in real conversations about representation, adaptation, and creative choices in media. Is it always a straightforward conversation? No. There are genuine, nuanced, good-faith discussions to be had about historical accuracy in period pieces, or about staying true to source material. Those conversations exist, but that is not what is happening in anime and cosplay spaces. Not even close. The term has been hijacked and used as another excuse to tell black and brown people they don't belong. In this essay, I'm going to be covering it in the anime and cosplay context. Cosplay at its core is about love. Love for a character, a story, a world. You pick a character that speaks to you, you bring them to life, and you celebrate that. That's it. That's the whole thing. There are no official rules, no governing body, no cosplay constitution. The community has always been built on creativity and passion, and for a long time it genuinely was one of the more welcoming spaces in geek culture. Black, white, brown, Asian fans, everybody showed up, everybody dressed up, everybody belonged. But as anime and manga exploded in global popularity, a particular kind of fan decided that wasn't okay. You already know who I'm talking about. The gatekeeper. Suddenly, there were rules. Unwritten ones, of course, because they can't actually point you to any official source. But the enforcement is very real. Black and brown fans began cosplaying beloved anime characters. And instead of support, they get harassment. Comment sections filled with slurs and accusations of so-called blackwashing. Not a casting director, not a film studio, but a fan, a single person, dressed as a fictional character they love, being accused of somehow corrupting or erasing that character by existing near them while black. This is not a critique of media production. This is harassment dressed up in film theory vocabulary. As I said in the previous video, these same gatekeepers clutching their pearls at black and brown cosplayers are completely unbothered when white cosplayers dress up as Asian characters. And when pressed on it, they actually came up with an argument. They say, well, white people have similar skin tones to anime characters, so it's fine.
What?
Firstly, anime characters are fictional. Many of them have blue hair, red eyes, and whatever shape this is, gravity-defying proportions, silver hair, wings, tails. They are not real ethnic groups with real skin tones. They don't have documented ethnicities. They are drawings. And yet somehow, whiteness is close enough to count as a match, but brown skin is so far outside the spectrum that it constitutes an act of erasure. The idea that a white person is the correct race for a drawing is not logic. It's just racism with extra steps. Secondly, this argument only works if you've already decided that whiteness is the default, that white is neutral and is the baseline from which everyone else deviates. That is a very old idea that did not originate in anime forums. It has a long and ugly history. It's a conclusion someone reached first and then built an argument around. And the conclusion was, white is normal, black and brown is an intrusion. These people are now using a term like blackwashing that has a level of legitimacy in film spaces to enforce a white default in fandom spaces. It's a neat trick if you don't think about it for more than 5 seconds. There's another variation of this argument worth addressing, the one that wraps itself in respect for Japanese creators and Japanese culture. The claim that black and brown cosplayers are somehow disrespectful to Japan, the artists, and the source material.
What?
A few things about that. Japanese creators have largely been warm and enthusiastic about international fans engaging with their work across all backgrounds. The gatekeeping is not coming from Japan, it's coming from Western fans who have appointed themselves the guardians of a culture that is not theirs either. The creator of the One Piece manga handpicked the actors for the Netflix live action, and some Western fans had a problem with his picks because some of them weren't white. Also, their ethnicities aren't stated anywhere in the source material. 2. If respect for Japanese culture were genuinely the concern, that energy would go toward learning about Japan, supporting Japanese artists, engaging critically with how anime handles its own representations of race. But it does not go there. It goes directly and specifically toward policing black and brown bodies. 3, and this is important. Anime as a medium has a complicated and ongoing conversation about race within Japan itself. It's not a monolith. It does not need Western racist fans to protect it. This is racial gatekeeping. Because if you strip away the terminology, strip away the arguments about skin tone matching, what you are left with is this: a section of fandom that is deeply uncomfortable with black and brown people being visible and celebrated in spaces they have claimed as their own. The arguments change: blackwashing, accuracy, respect, but the conclusion never changes. You don't belong here. They invent rules designed specifically to exclude other people with different skin tones. Rules that conveniently disappear the moment a white person wants to do the same thing, and the bullying that comes with it is real. We're talking about people having their accounts mass reported, their images stolen and mocked, being flooded with hateful messages, all because they had the nerve to cosplay a character they love. And we all know how severe the consequences of this bullying can be. Here's the simplest truth in all of this. Cosplay has no rules. There is no official body, no terms and conditions, no cosplay law that says you must match your character's perceived ethnicity. The rules being enforced right now are invented, made up, fabricated specifically to create a mechanism for excluding black and brown fans while leaving white fans untouched. They are applied selectively, inconsistently, and always in the same direction. And that's not a coincidence, that's the point. It just makes the racism harder to name. It gives the harassers plausible deniability. It forces black and brown fans to spend their energy defending themselves against bad faith arguments instead of just enjoying the thing they love. To every anime fan or cosplayer, wherever you are in the world, cosplay is yours. Anime is yours. These spaces belong to everyone who loves them. You draw fan art. You build costumes by hand. You are and have always been part of this community. Don't let anyone with a made-up rulebook tell you different. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, share it, because the people this is happening to deserve to know that not all fans are like this. And to every black and brown cosplayer out there, your costumes are incredible. Keep showing up.